What's up, everybody? This is the Smash Controller Podcast, episode number 11, with your hosts, Patrick, Mike, and Jose. Hey, guys, how's it going this week?
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week in the gaming world. Big news. In the last podcast, we were thinking about what they will be talking about on this week in Xbox world, and it happened. It officially happened now.
Big
Um,
news.
Yes.
Big.
So, well, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, big news with Xbox and Bethesda and what our thoughts about it. But let's go ahead and start
Cliffhanger.
with our normal. What are we playing so far? So, Patrick, start us off.
Well, I've actually been playing a lot of Binding of Isaac recently. Um,
Good game.
I didn't really feel like getting too involved in anything lately, so I've been
Hmm.
kind of messing with that. Yeah, it's a great game. I love that game. Uh, it's really twisted game. But I've been doing that. Fired up Red Dead Redemption 2, which I have actually never really played through before. Get the microphone out of my face. Yeah, I've and on the PS5 that runs pretty good. It doesn't take any time to load in, which
Hmm.
is nice because when I used to play it on the PS4, it would take like 5+ minutes to load into a game. But when you load in on the PS5, it's like under a minute. It seems like, which is a nice change for sure.
Yeah, those
Um,
Rockstar games they take forever to load into those into your world that
yeah,
you're
Oh
in.
yeah.
definitely. But yeah, like Grand Theft Auto, man, I remember especially playing GTA
Hmm.
Online. It would just take like 10 minutes after like a raid or a heist or something. Yeah, you could just go and get coffee, use the bathroom, like just walk away
Oh,
and just have
I mean,
have a break for a little while because you wouldn't be back in for a while.
playing
No.
that game is. Even though I finished it, it's just hard to just sit there and get engaged. It just takes
Yeah.
you out of the whole world when it's loading in and to the next level or to the next storyline and everything. But
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I finished them because Red Dead Redemption 2 is a really good game. So I'm really glad you're getting into it. So late, but I'm glad you're getting into it. I think
Just a
it's a
little
great,
late.
great game. A
I
little
like
late.
to I like to pace my games, like it gives me
Oh, I know.
new
You
things
just
to
got into
experience all the
Assassin's
time.
Creed.
Yeah. I've actually been thinking about going and playing Origins. I'm like, do I want
But
to
you,
get into another Assassin's Creed game right now?
but did
Kind
you
of need a
Don't
start
burn
that
break.
one or
yourself
no?
out.
Yeah.
Wait, you played
I played Odyssey and
Odyssey.
Valhalla.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you played Origins, but I
I've
guess
been
that was no.
I've been kind of going back into Valhalla and being completionist and starting
Hmm.
to knock out the little side quests and little things that you do like stacking
Hmm.
stones and all of that. So, but yeah, I don't know if I'm really really in a place to open that can of worms lately. So that's why I've been just kind of a little bit more casual. Checked out that what's that destruction oh god, that free game
Oh,
on
the All Stars
PlayStation.
Derby. I
Yeah,
think.
All Stars something. Yeah.
Mhm.
For whatever reason
How
I'm
is
I'm
that?
it's interesting. It's kind of
Mhm.
Rocket League meets Destruction Derby, like that old Destruction Derby game. So
Mhm.
Nice.
yeah, it seems like it would be really fun. Like once you get good at it. I don't know all the intricacies yet. I just played the tutorial, but I mean, if you all want to stream at some point, I'd be willing to mess with it. But
Now,
yeah,
is that a it's a PS4 and PS5 game, right?
yeah, I
No.
believe that's it's
Or just
not.
a PS5
No.
game?
Only PS5.
Oh,
Really?
PS5. Right, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
trust
Wow.
me,
Okay.
I've looked. If anybody would know,
Hmm.
I would know it's only a PS4 game.
Well,
Or a
Yeah,
PS5 game.
that kind of cuts a lot of gamers that can play those games.
Yeah.
yeah. It's gonna just start happening more and more.
So we'll see what happens. So, Mike, what about you?
Well, I've been actually digging more into Control. I'm really digging the game a lot. It's so fluid. It's got such a very like Twin Peakish kind of vibe to it, which I love. Old TV show back from the I guess '90s. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
starting to kind of really starting to see those Alan Wake references here and there, and there's a ton of them. The
Yeah.
thermoses, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, really loving the all the little blurbs on the TV you see, and check out like all the files, and just it's so cool. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend you play it.
Yeah, and honestly, as a person that I tend to, if there's text in things, there are very few games that pull me into a story enough to like, if I pick up a document, I'll usually just be like, that's great, it's a document. If it's important, my quest line will change or something, and I'll just keep moving. I just don't have time for that. But when I played Control, I would read every single document that I picked up because I was like, well, that's interesting. And I don't know, it just seemed like there was a really cool, like
Like a
you know,
backstory to it.
yeah, a nice,
Massive.
backstory and a lot of
Mhm.
world building and stuff like that. Yeah, because I mean, the game takes place mainly in just one building, and having it, give you a sense of things that are happening in the world outside of the building. It's cool. It's a nice immersive game. It's really cool.
It really is.
Yeah, there are very few games that have, when you pick up documents and you read them, you're actually interested in the
Yeah,
game, and it kind of shows you what's going on outside the game or stories of other people. One game like that was Metro. There were a lot of
Mm.
things that I like to look into and see what was the world around it, the universe of
Yeah.
Metro. And it's
That's
pretty
why I
cool to
think
kind of
I love a lot like these new original titles. Like
mhm.
that's why like Call of Duty and things like that. They're so rinse and repeat when they can actually have the opportunity to build this new world and create just new everything. It's
Mhm.
you want to give the developer the respect and like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this. I'm gonna read it all. I'm gonna listen to audio logs because everything is kind of flipping back and forth and everything makes sense. I mean, it's a
Yeah, it
stellar
depends on the
game.
game
Yeah,
that
I mean, it
you're
really
playing.
does. I mean,
Because playing on Bioshock was a game like that. That
yes,
actually that I would read and listen to all the audio tapes, and it's pretty
yeah,
cool because it shows you what's going on in the past and how they became
yeah,
where they are now. That was cool. That was one game where I made a point to go and search all the audio files, all
yeah,
the letters, everything like that, to kind of make the game more interesting
yeah.
and then the
It's
story more
falling.
into it. I really like I really like when games pull you in like that. You're right.
oh yeah, yeah,
It's falling in line a lot with like dead like for me as a gamer falling in line of like the playing Dead Space and playing
Hmm.
all of those and just building that whole world, the Bioshock series, Alan Wake series. I mean, it's just everything is just clicking and it's making my brain
Hmm.
happy. So
Oh yeah, and games like that actually make me want to go online and search more about the game because I
yeah,
hear more about it. Especially Dead Space. That was a great series where I actually looked at. I mean, I searched for all the files, the audio files, the video files, and just see how Dead Space happened, and that was cool about it. You know how some people can
yeah,
just push through a game and not care about it, just play the game and go out the
yeah,
combat and kind of see the story from what it gives you. But then if you go into the game and actually search the files and get more out of the game out of it, you get the lore out of it, which is to me, it's worth it. You have to go ahead and look through those types. I mean, again, not every
totally.
game can do that to you. Some games are very
No,
boring, and you read it, and it doesn't really
yeah.
draw you in. And you just want to push through the game, finish it, and be done with it. Not every
You
game's
know,
like that.
and the worst thing about the games that are not like that is they don't have a skip cutscene button. You have to watch all the cutscenes in the games you don't want to really kind of follow the story on.
yeah. I
Didn't
know.
Go
I
ahead.
know
I'm
some
sorry.
people that are just absolutely hate watching cutscenes. Like, I don't mind cutscenes, especially when if they're really cool. I
Mm-hmm.
obviously like Metal Gear Solid 4, for instance, took that
Yeah,
to
It all depends
a
what game
pretty
it is for
unreasonable
cutscenes.
degree. But
yeah,
even then, I thought that it was such an exciting cutscene in my opinion that I didn't really care. I didn't even know that it was like an hour and a half long. Like I
yeah,
was just so entranced
Are you
in
talking
it,
about
and
Metal Gear Solid 4?
yeah, Metal
yeah.
Gear Solid 4. Yeah,
I think that's the one where it was PS3, right? I'm trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
That's the one where I sat down and actually fell asleep and then woke up like an hour and a half later and it was just finishing. I'm like, oh my god, I missed the whole cutscene.
What did I miss?
Yeah, what did I
Spoiler
miss?
alert. Yeah.
And that was a long game, but I did enjoy the game, and I did went back on YouTube, years later, and actually watched the cutscenes it was about. It was a
Nice.
good game, but those cutscenes were long. They
Yeah,
were
Yeah.
very
yeah,
long,
for sure.
very very
Sorry,
long.
I didn't mean to derail that, but
No, no, no. I mean,
No.
it's a good topic. I mean, it could be a good topic one of the days if it's worth skipping cutscenes or not. There's some games I'm just like, just skip, skip, skip,
yeah,
skip.
that
I know
is
what we're talking
actually
about here. Skip, just go. I know what we're talking about.
that is
All
true.
right.
That is a good one.
So what I've been playing lately, which I'm going to show you some. I like show and tell kind of piece for me.
Mm.
So the first one is I picked up. I didn't play it yet, but I want to show you what I picked up. It was only $2. Bleeding Edge. Now I heard not great things about it, but I got it anyway. $2, guys. Brand new game. $2. Not even open yet, so I might not
Nice.
ever open it. And
Might be worth money
next one I
someday.
got for $10, which is really good game, is on the Switch called Axiom Verge. It's actually a Metroidvania type game, so it's kind of the 8-bit, 16-bit style side scroller. Really good game. If you're into Metroid or Castlevania, you will love this game. So pick it up on your Switch. It's $10 too, so I was actually a really good deal. And then I got an old school game because I found this at my local Second and Charles shop, and it was Turok 2 for the
Ooh.
64.
Nice.
This was only $5 with the case,
That's not
so
bad.
it's actually a really good deal. And these games are fun to play, Turok's games and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
And
If you want to kill robot dinosaurs with laser beam attachments, that's the game to
yes,
go
of
for
course,
with a
it's
bow and
always
arrow,
fun.
with an explosive
And
bow and arrow.
then I have this game on Steam, but I finally got the case. I didn't get the code yet, but it is Retro Mania. So I have this game on Steam. It's really, really, really fun and really good. If you love wrestling, one, you gotta get it. If you love WrestleFest, you gotta get it. And if you just love plain old beat 'em up kind of wrestling games with fun with your friends and it's just all over the top, great game. Really, really good game. Really fun game to play. Again, I'm still waiting for the code for the Switch version. I just got the box, so it's pretty cool. It came with stickers and actually came with like a
Nice.
lot of cool like actually came with like an art poster like old school. So I can't
Gosh.
wait to get the download code for that one to play on my Switch finally. And then the big one.
And then
So I have to, I was very happy about this, guys. This was awesome. I finally got Scareglow. Oh my God, this
My
was
God.
hard to get.
Clickbait. That was
Yes,
clickbait.
this is hard,
yeah,
guys. I know
yeah.
this is a game podcast, but this is a very hard figure to get. I
Clickbait.
yes, I mean, I did not want to spend the 50, 80, $100 for this figure. It's worth 14.99, guys, and I finally got it for 14.99. So I was so happy to get this one here. So I'm glad to get this one.
Awesome.
And then
And then you're gonna flip
because
that.
I felt so lucky. I said, "Wow, I got Scareglow from Messing Universe." I got another one. This one, oh my God, Trapjaw. So this one here, another figure that was very hard to find. $80 on eBay, 14.99 on Walmart. But I got this from Big Bad Toy Store. They sent to me, guys. Don't pay scalper prices. Please don't do that. Don't do that
Ever.
yourself. Wait. This stuff is going to be massively produced. Please wait to buy your stuff. Don't buy that for stuff. And then because I did not buy some scalpers, right? Because I
That's
don't
over with.
believe in scalpers. And I was very patient. All these guys know how hard I went to get this, but I got this big old thing. Oh my God. I got the PS5, guys. Look at it. Oh
Yay!
It
my
takes up the
God.
whole
Yes.
screen.
Yay!
Yes.
Your camera's not big enough.
Yes.
How big is that thing, Jose?
Oh, it is huge.
It's
So,
only the size of a small desktop.
yes. So I was so happy, guys, when Target, it was on Thursday when Target had a massive release in the morning. Where I live, all the Targets had it. I tried every Target. It sold out really quick, and I got lucky at a Target that was kind of remote, close to me, but remote. Got one. I remember telling the guy that I got one, but I wasn't sure yet. I was like, I'm not sure. They could
I haven't
cancel
gotten
it
the
in the moment and
confirmation yet.
everything.
Yeah.
And then once I got the confirmation, I was still not sure because I didn't want to go all the way down there and then they have like a digital version or oh, I'm sorry, we overly sold it and everything. And I was so nervous. So when I got there and I got it in my hand, I was like, oh my God. I actually ran out the store because I was afraid that people were looking at me.
I'm gonna attack you.
No, yeah. I mean, no, seriously. I
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
crazy stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I went ahead and went in my car, took it home, and then when I went home, I went because I wanted the system out of my my car into my house. I went back out to Target and picked up Spider-Man Miles Morales. Yes, when I got to Target, I could have just went ahead and bought the game and went there, but I didn't want to waste time. I said, let me just get the system.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Went back and then got this, and this guys, this game is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But let me go ahead and start this because we're going to segue to my opinions about the PS5. I do have the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, so I can compare both.
As a neutral party,
That's a neutral party.
even though
Um,
always leans
well,
a
look,
little
I have the
towards
shirt.
Xbox.
PlayStation. Look at this.
Okay, fair, fair.
There you go. I like both systems, guys. Guys, console wars are stupid. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But anyway, so good things about the PlayStation 5. when you're playing Miles Morales, a game that is made for the PS5, it is awesome. It looks great. There's a new mode on Miles Morales. It's called performance ray tracing. So basically, it's not running at 4K. It's running a little lower resolution, like 1080 ish, a little higher than that, with ray tracing. Guys, ray tracing is a game changer. Don't worry about 4K. 4K looks beautiful, looks great. I get it. All you see the sharp details, all that's cool. But when you have ray tracing into your games and you see your reflection while you're swinging, or you're on the wall, or you see the crowd behind you into the mirror, into the like a mirror or a glass window,
All the
it
reflectivity,
makes
yeah.
it makes the game more immersive. It looks really, really good. The shadow details when you see Spider-Man, kind of like, or Miles Morales, he's swinging and there's puddles on the floor. You see him swing to the puddles. Now, obviously, you don't see it as you're standing there because you're going pretty quick, but it makes everything more immersive, and it's really good. I'm actually really excited to finish the game. I played the game for about 10 hours so far, and I love it. I'm loving it. I played the Astros game room playroom,
Oh yeah.
and that was pretty fun. It was kind of showing the controllers what it can do, and I gotta say right now, the PlayStation 5 controller is the best controller right now. It is, hands down better than Xbox. 'Cause Xbox kind of the same thing as
Yeah.
the old one.
Tried and true though. Tried and
Yes,
true.
yes, but the adaptive triggers on this system is just awesome. I
Isn't
can't
it?
believe the
Isn't
stuff
that
you can
weird
feel.
though? The
Yeah.
the adaptive triggers, like when I was playing the
Hmm.
Destruction All Stars, or what, for whatever reason I can't remember what
Hmm.
it's called, but when I was playing that the other day, when you start gassing,
Hmm.
like the button resists, and then you
Yeah.
like actually go through it. On Assassin's Creed, when you draw the bow, you can actually
Hmm.
feel the tension on the
Yeah, that's
trigger.
the coolest part.
It's so neat, yeah, because it
Yeah, I think it's
immerses you
really
so
cool.
much more. Not to mention,
And
like you feel
mhm.
stuff moving in the controller, where it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
like
fun.
stereo vibration. It's the weirdest thing.
No, it's very fun. And then the game Astro's Playroom, I think it was called.
Yeah,
It just lets you play with all those features, and it's very fun. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the game, but I
of
like
course.
the stuff you can do with it,
Yeah, it's just a tech
and
demo,
and, and
really.
and and I can see the potential for the future
Oh yeah,
when it comes to if you play like a future God of War or a new Horizon Zero Dawn, where if you're using your arrow, you hear the tension, or hopefully it will use more of it in games that are first person shooters when you're shooting guns. Maybe you feel more of a tension
yeah,
with the triggers and everything. So that was really cool.
yeah.
Again, the system, the games look great. I played a couple back, PS4 games on it. It looks really good. I know Days Gone looks a lot better. I think that game was okay on a PS4 Pro, but it runs so much better on a PS5. Like so much better, like buttery smooth better. So it's much more playable experience. God of War had a new kind of coat of paint on it too when you play it, so it looks really nice. But right now I'm playing. I only have one game. There's not really a lot of games on it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But Miles Morales is a very fun game, and then I also got the remastered Spider-Man game, which I'm replaying, which looks really good, really nice. So I'm really excited about it. I think it has a good future. The only thing I don't like about it, this is my biggest gripe, is one thing is the size of the hard drive. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. It says
It,
825 out there, and then you really have 667 around there because all the OS,
yeah, the
other
OS and
stuff,
all that,
yeah, it's
and
going
save
in.
files and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Come on, guys.
yeah,
Like you have games like Call of Duty that's like 100 and plus gigs long, and that's going to take a third
yeah,
of your hard drive. That just
yeah.
makes no sense to me. And then you have no options. There is no options right now to make your hard drive bigger,
No,
which is crazy to me. I mean, Xbox already has an option to make it bigger, and Xbox has a better option when it comes to putting your games on a hard drive. And if you want to play it, then you put it back. Here, you got to completely delete the game out of your system,
yeah.
your PS5 games
Which I've had to
out of
do
your
several
system.
times.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense to me why PlayStation, I mean, Sony can just do something about it now.
right.
Um, so, so I don't know. I hope they patch something soon for that we can kind of move our games to the hard drive because I do have a 4 terabyte hard drive that I use on my PS4, which I would love to use because I want to buy something new.
Yeah,
And then if Sony actually releases a bigger hard drive for your system, I'm all in. I'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
because I definitely think that it's worth it.
Yeah, that
But
1 TB is just
oh yeah,
yeah,
and
it's
and and,
nothing.
and then the speeds of the games and everything is no different because the same thing as the Xbox Series X. They're fast. They load fast. I do have a LG C10, so I do see the 120 frames per second on games that are available that way, and the 4K, so it looks really good. HDR is awesome. The game, I mean, again, the system is great. It's if I had to compare both of them, they're both the same system, guys. It just depends on the game you're playing.
Yeah, yeah,
There's nothing really different. The only thing I like on the Xbox is the quick resume, which is cool. If you have like four games, going on at once, and you can just quick resume each one where you're left at and everything, that's cool. If you really use it. Otherwise, I the system is great, but the system, I got one have to say, it is huge. It is
yeah.
big. I mean, that thing towers over my Xbox Series X, and I'm looking at it right now. It just looks like an extra person like sitting on my shelf right now. It's just so big. I mean,
It's the size of a small child.
yeah. I do wish in the future they do because you can remove the two sides. I wish in the future they can actually have some cool like stuff you can do with it and put some cool shells on top because I would like to go all black. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
I'm not a fan of the white consoles. I
Right.
like them all black and because right now it's hard to look at right now because it's like the only white console on my system. I have everything just streamlined there. And I see this big old white console there, which is like huge over there. But again, I'm really excited. I have to say I got really lucky, and now I'm really excited for the summertime because Ratchet and Clank comes out, and that game I was really looking forward to. So now me and Patrick have a PS5, and Mike still doesn't have one, but he'll get one soon. I know he will. So he'll get
Yep.
it soon.
I have
Yeah.
faith. It'll come.
I will come. You just got to keep trying. I've been trying to get this system since it first came out, and I finally got it. I'm really happy. And next week I will give more thoughts about it because I've been playing one game and just kind of tested other games to see how they look like, and I haven't really dove into the system. I do have to say that the UI is pretty cool. I do like that better than Xbox. Xbox still has the old UI, and at least Sony kind of changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's a little different there too as well. But otherwise, I'm enjoying the system. I'm enjoying the game, so I'm excited. I'm now officially
Awesome.
a PS5 owner, so
That is
I'm
great.
happy about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
the only thing that about the Xbox and the PlayStation that may or may not be a game changer as far as
Hmm.
between the two is what has just officially gone through
Yep.
with between Bethesda and Microsoft and that acquisition and what that's going to actually entail.
Hmm.
Because that could mean really, really big things for Microsoft, and I mean that it makes it a very tempting prospect, even to someone like me that I had no intention to buy an Xbox, but at this point, just kind of seeing where they may be taking everything has started, pushing me to maybe
Hmm.
consider getting one. I mean, I have a PC, so I have Game Pass for PC, but yeah, it's even got me a Sony fanboy, so primary Sony owner. I haven't had an Xbox in a while. Even
Oh
I'm
yeah,
thinking
you
about
never
getting
have
one
it.
now. So, but yeah, that's some big news. And we were watching
The
the
round table.
Bethesda roundtable the other
Hmm.
day, and got some pretty good information out of that. They didn't really go too far into detail with all of this stuff, though.
No, it wasn't showing any new games. It was just
Yeah,
kind of showing what is Bethesda all about, and
yeah,
showed the games that they worked on and the game that they're working on, and just the whole roundtable just talking about the relationship together
yeah.
and what that meant.
All in all, it kind of felt like what any sort of
Hmm.
quarterly meeting would be, even at at anyone's company that they go to, their quarterly semi-annual meetings or something, where it's like, well, here's the state of the business and we picked up this
Hmm.
company and blah blah blah. So it was kind of that, but one quote that was a big takeaway from that, which I think is probably the main reason that everyone really tuned in to watch it, is to hear anything about this, which was man, I don't have his name up, but I have the quote. What was
Phil
the
Spencer.
yeah, there you go. He said, as we shared previously, it's vitally important that Bethesda continues making games the way it always has. We look forward to empowering Bethesda's creative teams to reach even more players around the world, helping make future Bethesda titles the biggest and most popular games in their history. Xbox and Bethesda have shared sorry, Xbox and Bethesda have long shared a common vision for the future of gaming, both as fans and as creators. And Bethesda understands the potential of Xbox Game Pass. So they really said that they were planning. I got out of that there's definitely going to be a lot of exclusives, and that they're going to be leveraging the Xbox Game Pass to really push those exclusives out. And I don't know, that has a lot of potential implications in
Yeah, and they also,
home gaming in general.
he also said that obviously they're going to fulfill their contractual obligations to whatever system, like Nintendo, PlayStation, if they have like a Skyrim and or Elder Scrolls, and kind of still support that, all the legacy players and everything. But at the end of the day, what that means is all the future content, everything the game Starfield and all the new stuff is going to be Xbox and PC only if you have a Game Pass, or streaming, because you can actually have you can stream to your Android device or your phone device right now too, so you can have it anywhere you want to.
Oh yeah.
And actually, so I'm
Oh yeah.
excited because yes, even though I love both, I love PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox, but I am Team Xbox. At the end of the day, I love my Xbox. I'm an
Yeah.
Xbox fan. Even off a shirt, I do love PlayStation, but I am an Xbox fan first.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Xbox can do. And here's how I see it. It's competition, guys. It helps the gaming industry at the end of the day. It's going to push PlayStation to do better things. It's going to push Nintendo to do better things, and hopefully they'll come up with new IPs, because not like PlayStation is done. They still have
No.
more IPs than we can think about. They have Ratchet
Yeah.
and Clank. They have Killzone, if they want to make another game of that. They have God of War. They have Horizon Zero Dawn. They have all these games they can still tap into. So it's not like they're PlayStation in trouble. It just makes Xbox, for a player like Patrick, more enticing to get to add to his library. It doesn't mean he's gonna forget about PlayStation. It's just gonna, I think it will create more people to have two systems.
Well,
You know.
here's what I'm thinking, and actually, just
Mm-hmm.
to speak a little more on that,
Mm-hmm.
the quote that I read was also another quote that he gave, obviously. But what he said in another quote, which is what Jose was just touching on, he was basically he said we have contractual obligations that we'll see
Mm-hmm.
through and we'll fulfill and we'll deliver on all the platforms. He said, but specifically, if you are an Xbox consumer and a customer,
Mm-hmm.
this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
Mm-hmm.
So that outright says that their whole intent, or at one of their main intents, is going to be pushing new IP to Game Pass. So the thing that I'm thinking about with that is what that really means for Game Pass as a whole. Because when you have so many more people buying into Game Pass, because now you can play all of these Bethesda titles on there. You
Oh yeah,
can
there's
have
20 already. Right now on
several
the-
Elder Scrolls games. Maybe ESO will go on there. You got all the several of the more recent Fallout games. You got Doom Eternal, all the classic Doom games.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff on there right now, and if they start putting new IP on there and really drawing a consumer base to the Game Pass, I mean, I could see that being a game changer, because if Game Pass starts making a lot more money from that, then Game Pass is going to be able to provide, even bigger and better games from other developers.
Mhm.
So that's going to make it even more of a, an alluring prospect to people.
Oh yeah, I
Yep.
totally agree. And like right now, you have at least on console and PC, Elder Scrolls 3, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Skyrim, cloud and consoles, Elder Scrolls Online, Evil Within, Fallout 4, 76, New Vegas and console, Prey on console and PC, Rage 2. You have all the Wolfenstein games. So the new Wolfenstein game is going to be on Xbox only, and Game Pass. And what's exciting about it is that most of these games, when they come out, they're probably going to be on Game Pass first thing. So you don't probably have to buy the game; you just get it through Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like it did with a lot of games earlier, like Sea of Thieves. You didn't have to buy the game; you just had to have Game Pass, and you got the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really think this is a big game changer. I think it's going to help Game Pass as a whole. And obviously, everybody keeps thinking, all the I'm gonna say fanboys, the PlayStation fanboys, saying, well, they can't just forget all about us. Well, they're not gonna forget about you. You just have to
Right.
get a Game Pass, to to play these games, and they're not gonna forget about the legacy players. So if you still play Elder Scrolls Online on the PS4 or PS5, they're still gonna support that
Yeah.
until it's done. But the
But
new stuff,
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it because are they? I doubt Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be an Xbox exclusive. I don't think Elder Scrolls 7 will. I don't think any of those huge
well, I don't know.
existing IPs will do it, but there may be other Elder Scrolls games,
Hmm.
maybe not the main big, number 7 release or number 6 release, but maybe some other side story stuff or separate IPs in the same IP. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, I think if when Elder Scrolls 6 come out, it might be just Xbox and Game Pass only. But
Maybe.
I mean,
But
we can take a bet on that one. I mean, it
that's
would be
a
really exciting
that's
because
a, I
if that
mean that's a risky move though ultimately because
that
they're
is
they're alienating a lot of people that would normally play them
Yeah.
on PlayStation. You know.
Yeah.
okay, so let's say this. Let's say the games do come on Xbox and Game Pass only. Obviously, you have Game Pass already, so if Elder Scrolls come on PC, you don't have to buy an Xbox.
Yeah.
But let's
If it
say if
comes out on PC.
yeah, let's say if it comes on Xbox, does it entice you to get one just to play that game? Because I know you love Elder Scrolls. You're a big fan of it.
Uh, yeah. I mean, the whole prospect of Game Pass in general has been
Hmm.
enticing me to get an Xbox.
And reason
Just
why I say to you because you're probably one of the hardest people to to get to buy an Xbox. So if you say you would do it, then I think most of the players will do it as well.
oh, I've thought
Just to
about
do
it
that.
quite a few
Yeah.
times.
I mean, for me and Mike, we have both, so we don't have to worry about too much. I just like playing all systems, so I'm not really worried about it. I just want the best. I just think this will create great competition. That's what we need. Having Xbox in the gutter the whole time didn't really do much for the systems because for a longest time we didn't have any great exclusives for Xbox for a long time. You had Gears 5 and then you had Sunset Overdrive like 9 years ago.
Right.
Maybe some sprinkling little indie games here and there, but not nothing really big to want to buy an Xbox. This is really good for Xbox to help them kind of gain momentum and hopefully kind of catch up with PlayStation. And this is not I hope nobody thinks that people want other systems to fail. You don't want any system to fail.
No.
You want PlayStation to thrive. You want Xbox to thrive. You want Nintendo to thrive because that helps competition and it it basically motivates these companies to make new IPs
Yeah.
to
And
make a
it's potential avenues for revenue as well.
yeah. This to me this is like a win for gamers. This is a win for all gamers. If you're a gamer, you should be happy about this because this will create more competition and hopefully some better
Sorry, that's my dog.
IP with better stories. Yeah, and like we talked about last week, we were thinking about the single player campaign. I think this will help with that. I mean, Bethesda is one of the better single player campaign kind of games,
Yeah.
so
Right.
we hope that helps them to do that too. And also, I think you brought up something we were talking about it too earlier that you thought was really cool. What was it? That you think what was it? That maybe these like Bethesda can use. I mean, Xbox can use these the people who work for Bethesda and actually kind of use them for other systems. Like obviously, I think we talked about this last week. So they can use some of these studios to help with the Halo, games or the games like Gears and everything, because now they're part of the whole Xbox Studios kind of gaming and everything. So it can help other avenues for Xbox at
Yeah,
the end
that's
of the day.
another interesting thing to consider.
Because
Are they going to take Halo
obviously
under their wing and the next Destiny
or
or
they
something?
yeah, or they can use some of these people, who do the games and everything. Like, hey, can you help
Well, I
Halo
guess
become
Destiny's
better what it
Bungie,
is?
not Microsoft anymore, but
Yeah,
still.
Yeah.
and things like that. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens next few weeks and next few months. And obviously, we know that E3 is all digital this year, so it's not going to be in person, but
Yeah.
everything's going to be on online streaming. So hopefully, we'll see some new news and some new games coming out, especially from Bethesda. I'm really excited about that to see that.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
again, guys, we'll segue too because we're talking about Game Pass. We're going to be talking about the value of Game Pass now because of all these Bethesda games, and then PlayStation Plus. I mean, they release a lot of games too on their end that you can get with these fees. I mean, I think over the years, Game Pass has surpassed PlayStation Plus. When PlayStation Plus first came out, it was a really good deal. Like you got
Oh yeah.
great games for all systems. You got them for the PS Vita. You got it for the PlayStation 4. I mean the PlayStation 3. And at times you had it for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and the PS Vita all in one time in 1 month.
Yeah.
And you got great games for that time too. And if you download it was your game, they never took it away from you as
Right.
long as you subscribe to PlayStation Plus. Now with Game Pass, obviously they have these games on here. They do take up games from time to time, so it's not your game anymore. But I think there's more games for more value for your games when it comes to the Game Pass. There's like over 100 games. In my opinion, every game on Game Pass is fun to play. And if you buy a new Xbox, you don't have to buy a disc ever. If you play these games, you're like totally engrossed in everything. What do you think, Mike? You have Game Pass,
Uh,
don't you?
yeah, I have Game Pass. What I'm trying to say is, for me, I'm a big PlayStation nerd. I should be having your shirt on right now. But if you think about it right now, PlayStation has not only PlayStation Plus, but they do have PS Now. And yes, it's two different
Mm-hmm.
subscriptions you have to pay for. But there is a lot of content that you could actually buy with PlayStation having the PS Now account.
Mm-hmm.
But having Game Pass, that was one of the biggest reasons why I kind of took a little bit of a sabbatical from PlayStation for a little
I
while.
remember
And
that.
just,
You finally came back to
yeah,
Xbox after like
yeah,
7 years being
yeah,
off of
I
it.
came back and everything was brand new. I completely forgot my login and had to log into the thing, and it was a nightmare. But once I got all that stuff figured out, and I, got on Game Pass, I was like
Mm-hmm.
getting really excited, and I was like, oh man, I can play this game, and I wanted to play this game, and I didn't know that they took them away from you. So that's my
Mm-hmm.
only downfall because I had these games in my queue, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna knock this one out, then I'm gonna jump
Mm-hmm.
to this one, and I'm paying like my $30 or whatever a month, and all of a sudden
15.
I like oh, it's 15, sorry. So then I loaded up my game one day and I was like, hey, where's because it was that vampire game I was
Mm-hmm.
wanting to play, and I was like, I was like, Jose, man, where the game's gone. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, you didn't know, like they take the game down for after you from a while. I was like, well, that sucks. So
Oh yeah, you
that's
can't
what
build a library of games. You have to play them.
that's what I'm saying is like I
Yeah.
build a library with PlayStation, and that's why I like the PlayStation Plus, and and my people that I know down here in Georgia, they got PlayStation now and they love it. I mean, they can play anything they want to, which is really cool.
I mean, the only thing
Um,
about PlayStation Now, that's all streaming. Am I correct?
it is all streaming, but
Yeah,
it's got
that's
a
the only thing.
massive library.
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
not a big fan of streaming because if you don't have the best internet connectivity,
right.
it's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. You're gonna get lag issues, and
Yeah.
you're gonna get frustrated. But most people with if they're pulling over 500 megs at least, they're gonna have a decent
Yeah,
internet.
if you're hardwired, I think it's good because the only thing about Game Pass that I don't like when you do the cloud service on your
Yeah,
Android, it's a great idea, but I can't play a game on there to save my life. Everything is laggy. It looks cool
yeah,
playing Gears of War on your phone,
yeah.
on your big old phone, and you have your controller and everything, and I think that's really cool. But you can never play this on the 4G, 5G network ever.
Mm-mm.
It's just too much. You have to play in your house. You have to be really close to your router if you want to play. And it makes no sense if
Right.
you're in your house playing, you might as well play on your TV,
Might as well.
and play
Yeah.
on your system. So it made no sense. I mean, hopefully in the future they make that better. That's why streaming services like Ouya and Stadia it's just not working. I mean,
No.
now I did hear Stadia had really good reviews and people it worked for people if you're hardwired, but a lot
I
of
mean,
people like
hardwired
me,
is the thing. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people like me, I'm in the basement. My stuff is it's not completely hardwired, so
Yeah.
I'm actually living off of Wi-Fi and everything. But regardless,
I'm in
yeah,
the
I'm not a
yeah.
big
Me
fan
too.
of
I'm
streaming
in
yet.
being in the basement. I mean, I'm like trying to figure out the best way to have connection.
Hmm.
My connections be better, and it's a difficult solution. But hey, when it comes down to it, is Game Pass, I think, worth the money? Of course it is. And with all these this influx from Bethesda coming in, it's going to be even more amazing because there's some games that I haven't played yet that I
Hmm.
want to play.
Hmm.
So I am looking forward to that. So yeah, I will jump back and forth from PlayStation to Xbox. I do that now with Gears 5. If I'm getting
Yeah.
a hanger in to play some Gears 5, I'll pop on there for a week and play. So I'm looking forward to everything kind of being ready to
Hmm.
go for it. Big time.
Well, I mean, just to let people know, so if the game is an Xbox game, it's on there for for a long time. I think it's on there forever. If it's an
Right.
Xbox game like Gears series,
Like
a
yours,
Halo
yeah.
series, now that Microsoft owns Bethesda, I'm pretty sure all those games will stay on
Which I'm
there. And
excited
if
about.
yeah, so you can still play your Fallout's and you can play your Skyrim. To me, I think it's a great deal because if you're like a new person to gaming, you don't have to buy a game.
Not at all.
If you don't care about buying games on day one, okay, you don't care about that. You just care about
Yeah.
playing games. You want to kind of play Fallout 4 for a while or 76. I'm looking at the game list right here that up from
Right.
Bethesda. It's really big. Or Oblivion, or even a quick game like Wolfenstein. You have a lot of games right there to
Yeah.
play for a very long time on these systems. So I think that, I mean, Game Pass, to me, I like Game Pass better than PlayStation. I do have a lot of games on my PlayStation ready to go and served up. But the only thing about PlayStation that I don't like, most of the games they give for free, I played them already. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
You know,
They're old. They're
yeah,
very
they're
old
older titles
or
that I played, and it's good for a person who doesn't play very many games and just kind of casually plays. But a
right.
person who plays a lot of games like me,
Yeah.
I already have it, or I buy the games so blindly and not thinking about it. I buy them day one and don't play them like a year later. So
Yeah.
and it comes on Game Pass for free. I mean on PlayStation Plus for free. But there's games on here I haven't played yet. Like I haven't played Prey, so I'll definitely play that one.
Same here.
Rage 2, I started, but
Same
that's
here.
free. I never played Evil Within. I played all the
Same.
Wolfenstein games. I played Oblivion, Fallout 4. I played Fallout 76. I played all the Doom games. So those games are new. Now I did not play any of the Dishonored game, which I'm really excited about. That's a series I would play, and that's
You'll
on
like
Game
that.
Pass right now. Yeah, and that's
See,
on Game Pass
I
right now.
played the original Dishonored, but I never got a chance to play Dishonored 2. So shut up, Siri.
Yeah, my Siri just like turned on. I don't know what I said to make it turn on, but it did. Patrick, like he went on a bathroom break, so I mean, if you do more than that,
Did
so
you
we'll
see the
see what's
chair
going on with
spin
that.
around really fast as he
Yeah,
ran out the room?
so we'll see when he comes back. He'll pop into frame and everything. But anyway, but that we'll put a close on that. You know, Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, guys. If you have a system, just get those subscription services. I think
Yeah.
it's a really good deal, whatever you go to.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's ups and downs, but you have tons of games on the PlayStation Plus and great games like God of War. I think is one just popped up on there pretty soon. And then if you have Game Pass, you can't lose. You can't lose.
No.
It actually, um, again, if you're not a fan of buying games on day one, get Game Pass, get PlayStation Plus, and you have ton to play. Ton to play.
Agreed.
All right. So while Patrick is still out, we are going to finally we're going to talk about let's see what we're going to talk about. Oh yes. So Mike, you're going to give
Yes.
us the trophy tip of the week.
Yes.
So yes. So before
It's
we do that, we're starting a new segment. So Mike's every week going to give us a trophy tip. He is the gamer with the 100 platinums. So obviously we know people have more than 100 platinums in their PlayStation. But between us three, he destroys us when it comes to PlayStation trophies. So he has 100 platinum, which I think is pretty cool. That's a lot. I only have 30, and I haven't tried for a platinum in a long time. But now I'm going to listen to him because I'm back into it now. Now I got my PS5 here. I'm
there
going
you go.
to try to up that platinum count to my next goal for 2020, well 2021 is to at least get to 35. So get five
There
platinums
you,
this year.
there you
So
go.
help me, Mike. What's your tip of the week?
Well, in all honesty, I mean you can get those 5 platinums in 5 hours. Okay, I can hook you
Probably.
up, so we can make that happen. But for today, I am
Hmm.
going to talk about. It was a really fun, corny little game.
Hmm.
It was called Chickens on the Road. Okay, it's an
Hmm.
indie title. I'm not 100% sure who makes it. It's
You said
all these
chicken on
games
the
that I've
road.
Chickens on the Road.
Okay,
Yep, and
chicken
it's
on the
you.
road.
All you do is you literally are driving a truck where chickens have been abandoned.
Hmm.
Okay, and you're driving around and you're weaving and trying to not avoid like the bad green chickens because if you do, you'll lose lives.
Hmm.
So what's really cool about it? Hey, he's
Hey,
back.
Patrick is back.
So what's really cool about it is
Sorry.
it literally took And if anybody, if you need an easy platinum, and that's why you're listening to this part, it literally took me 9 minutes and 45 seconds. And I think that's only really because I had to pause and go to the bathroom. But it's super easy, super fun. It was a $3.99 buy on PSN.
Oh, okay.
$3.99.
So how many trophies does the game have though total?
That one you are looking at 7 gold, 14 silver, no bronze, and of course a shiny platinum. So it's got
all
some
those golds and silvers will help you level up too.
Big time, big time.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of these ones that I've been playing do not have a lot of bronze. Now there are some of them that have quite a bit, but most of them are mostly golds and then a platinum, so which is huge for your score. But,
I'm gonna have to become a trophy whore again. Yes.
Come with me, my child. I will show you the way.
I mean, I don't want to get back into those days of hunting trophies and going on PSN profiles or PSN trophy lists and looking for everything and buying games for no reason at all just for trophies. That was a terrible time in my life.
And I will say this honestly, and this is a shameless plug, and I'm gonna put the link in the description when we get this video actually loaded on YouTube. But psnprofiles.com is the coolest website if you are a stat dork like I am when it comes to knowing what your 8,000th trophy was. You know, it'll tell you. And I'm like, really? That is fantastic. So check it out. Make yourself a little cool tag. Get yourself logged in. Really cool. psnprofiles.com. Go check them out.
Gotta check that out too. I mean, I'm definitely going to listen to this tip of the week every week because I need to up my trophy game now. Now that I got a PlayStation 5, it's gonna be fun. I want to get that goal of 5 platinum. Now, if you can give me 5 platinum within a week, then I guess my goal for 2020 will be 40.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do that. But if it only takes me 9 minutes to get a platinum, I'm all in. I'm all in. Because when I played the game, it took me a long time to get a platinum. It was easy. Granted, it was easy, like Hannah Montana, but you had to play the freaking game, and it was like 3 hours long to get that platinum. So it wasn't like easy.
When I was doing that last 10 platinum runs to get to beat my brother-in-law, I think the longest one took me 2 hours to get done, and that was kind of like a point and click adventure style game. So that was the longest one. Everything else was 10 minutes, 15, 20 at the most. So
yeah, I got to get back into that. I think it'd be fun to get those
numbers
up.
That is Michael's tip of the week for
just a
platinum
tip.
Trophies. Just the tip.
Just the tip. Michael's tip.
All right. Okay. So our next thing. So this is a user question. This is from you guys. The question is, what is your favorite video game genre? So that's a lot for me because I do have a few. Let's cheat here. If you have, let's do 1 and 2 for each one. Okay, we'll make it interesting because I know some of us have 2 different ones. I have 2 different ones. I'm not a one genre person because I like all types of games, but there's 2 specific genres I really like and I get drawn to all the time. So we'll start off with, who wants to go first?
Mike, go first.
Mike.
Okay. All right. I'll go first. Well, first and foremost, real simple. RPG. Wow, RGB.
RG3.
I've been designing a lot of stuff here lately, and I'm stuck in like RGB CMYK mode. Yes, but role-playing games is definitely my #1 favorite. And then, of course, your bro shooter, like your, Gears of War and Bulletstorm back in the day. Definitely love those 2. But the reason why I love role-playing games so much is because how I play and my life that I have. Okay, when you have as many children as I do and more on the way, you have to have an experience that's going to last you a long time because that's pretty much what I got right now. And then I can kind of get that little bit of a mind meld and little mind fixer upper by playing the shoot 'em up games with you and Patrick, and it's a lot of fun. But definitely 100%. I love my RPGs for sure. 100%. I just love the aspect of just being able to kind of take my brain out of my head for a little bit and go do a side quest of, just do 100 side quests before I even try the main mission first. I do that a lot. Because when you go to fight that first boss and you completely annihilate him because you're so powered and leveled up, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, and I think also with RPGs, you get more money. You get most of your money out of the games.
Yes,
yeah, for sure.
For $60, $40, $50, whatever, $30. It depends if you get the game on a bargain. those games will last you a long time, and you get your money
Mm-hmm.
out of it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like RPGs. It's just that you can get. It's like a book. You get a
Yeah.
nice book. Instead of reading it, you're playing it. You're playing the
Mm-hmm.
fantasy, and you're getting into it. And if you have a character, you like to see him go through those stories, and usually
Yeah.
RPGs have different endings, so you like to try again to do different things. Like the game
Yeah.
called Octopath Traveler on the Switch, which is awesome, has like 7, 8 different endings depending on the character you're using. So that's fun. That's replayability right there.
Yeah.
So that's totally fun. And then if you're into the whole like leveling up your characters,
Yeah.
RPG is always awesome with that too as well.
Well,
And then usually they
and
had the best. I'm sorry, graphics.
yeah.
And actually, you know what? RPG to me doesn't matter about the graphics. It just matter about the story. Because I'm into more RPGs back in the day, like the 16-bit sprites. I like those
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
than the realistic looking ones. So.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
in truth, like the
Mhm.
also too, like games like Control,
Mhm.
that kind of style, like your Uncharted's, the Jedi game that I've been playing
Like the
for the
adventures.
last few weeks, the adventure
Adventure
games.
games.
Those
yeah,
are
Yeah.
Assassin's
those are
Creed
like
is
a
an RPG
high.
technically.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But like the linear based. I love the like I should say Uncharted controlled. You don't really kind of go off in an open world setting
Mhm.
too, but
Right.
you're engrossed in a story. So I get RPG adventure games big time.
Yeah, those games like Uncharted are more like movies. You're
Yeah,
like playing the game, you're playing a movie, and
pretty
but it's
much.
good though. It's really good.
Yeah,
It has great acting, it has great scenes. It's like playing a Michael Bay movie. Uncharted, and it just with an explosion, and you're literally murdering over 1 million people in the
Yeah.
games
right.
all the time. And
Mass
everything. Like
murder.
one man war.
Yeah,
Anyway, all right, Patrick.
insane.
What about you?
So I mean, probably, I feel like all of us are probably going to be pretty similar on that. I would say RPG is definitely my top genre. But that's such a broad genre because it encompasses, like we were just talking about,
Yeah,
there are action games that have RPG elements, or like Assassin's Creed, for instance. That's, I mean,
yeah, JRPGs, all that kind of stuff.
especially like Valhalla is
Mhm.
very, very deep in like gear, and they went way more into the RPG like gearing aspect in Valhalla than they did in the other ones, because you
Mhm.
can have like modifiers on your armor, and all these skills you can learn, and all these buffs and passives, and all of this and that, and then you get MMOs and all of that in there too. So definitely RPGs for me. A second, I don't really know if I have a specific second. I tend to find myself playing, I mean, if it's not an RPG or an MMORPG, I'm including those both in the same category. I would say probably more casual competitive games like Overwatch or Rocket League, or something where it's very fast paced, and
Mhm.
I'm not like getting to a big time sink. I
Mhm.
can get in, I can play, and just have some fun. And if my friends are on, that's great. If not, then I can murder a bunch of people and get play of the game, which I get quite often in Overwatch, actually. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, I would say that's definitely RPG number one. Number two is kind of a toss up. I would give it competitive shooters, competitive games, just in general. I don't really mess with too many first person games. I know that we
Mhm.
we went into that in the last one. I would, if there were more that were really deeply story based, like Half-Life 2, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I would get way more into that. But with what we have in the market right now, uh, I don't know about that. It really seems to be just a split between hard action multiplayer games and RPGs at this point. So I don't really know how much I have to pick from. Although I know that you really like racing games and sim games and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. But how about you?
So so for me, that's a hard question to answer
It is.
because I like all types of games, but if I have to pick a few, I like platformers like Mario, those old Nintendo games. I like side-scrolling games like Metrovania games, like Castlevania, Metroid. A lot of retro games. But if I had a genre, my first one would be, man, that's a good one because we all like the same thing, RPGs. But lately, I've been gearing into adventure games,
Right.
like the Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I mean, I consider that as an action adventure game.
Yeah.
You have the Assassin's Creed. I think it's an adventure game, but yes, it has RPG elements like like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. I like those games just because I like the third person aspect of it, like Uncharted, and I like the movie based kind of story. You're in it.
Cinematic, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
cinematic. It's big.
Very
You want to
engrossing.
see that player go through the whole the whole story. I like those games a lot. But then I love my FPS shooters. I mean, I'm a big fan of Halo. I'm a big fan of Fear and Half Life. Those
Mm.
games. If first person is, if you consider, even though Elder Scrolls is a role playing game, but you're in first person mode, or you can play third person mode. I mean, it's just those kind of
Yeah.
games. And then I'm into what Mike said, the bro shooters. I don't know why we call them bro shooters, but like you're
Because you shoot with your
like Gears
bros,
of
bro.
Five and Bulletstorm, and there's a game that I played. I know you played it last week, but I played the demo. It's called Outriders. I played it last night on the PS5, and that, it, I
You
know
saw
I'm
what I was
going off
saying about
topic.
that, right?
Yes. So going off topic about that game, I know we
Sorry
should
about
talk
this.
about it and everything. No, that's okay. Playing that game, or you're right. It reminded me a lot of Mass Effect, Gears of War when it comes to how you play the game.
Yeah,
But I felt bored. I was playing the game
right?
and I was talking to the people and everything, and I was falling asleep. And I was like, when I'm going to fight something? It's like, why have to talk to
Yeah,
all these people before I go out there and everything? I know it's a demo, but this is bad. The demo should just place me in the map and just kill people before I know how the combat is, not to me just go
Right.
around back and forth talking to people before I go do
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
and and to me, and then you
Mhm,
couple that with the fact that they really took like
mhm,
really on the nose influences from other stuff. The
mhm.
music sounds like it's out of the vehicles look like Halo vehicles.
Yes, it
The
does.
music sounds like something out
Mhm,
of Halo, like a Halo
mhm,
knockoff.
mhm.
It maybe it'll end up being a really cool game, and I understand that this demo is, the intro of it actually is the intro of the game,
Mhm.
and there's like 3 hours of content to it, and a lot of people have been saying it's actually got a lot of good gameplay to it,
Yeah, and I
but
hope
but
it's
I want to
good.
get to that.
Mhm, yeah.
And when I started that the
Mhm,
other night, I was just like, okay, because we were, like I said, we were going to stream it,
mhm.
and for one reason or another we couldn't, and once I started playing it, I was just thinking how good it was that we didn't, because we'd both be sitting there probably
Just
playing single player modes trying to get to the point where we could actually play multiplayer.
yeah.
So sorry, but anyway,
Oh no, no, it's
sorry
true.
about that
Yeah,
tangent.
and no, no. But about Outriders and the graphics, again, it's a demo, but I wasn't really impressed.
Yeah,
I hope it looks better, and I hope they kind of polish it a little better. But it
and
needs a lot of
not much
polish.
custom character customization either.
Oh no, no,
There's
not at
like
all.
3 faces to choose from,
Hmm.
4 faces, all
Like
of
six
them
colors, which
not
look the
looking that
same.
great.
No,
Yeah,
no, and the 6 shades of you can be, it
yeah,
all looks the same.
yeah,
Like the 3 shades look the same, and the 4 shades look the same. I'm like, oh, this game needs a lot of help.
yeah.
But again, it just remind me of when the cover based like Gears or Mass Effect. So again, fingers crossed. I hope they fixed everything. I hope it's a good game because we do need a game like that on the platform all around. But anyway, back to the topic genre. So if I had to pick one, I guess it would be, man. I'm a huge fan of platform games like Mario games. I just like those games. It just, to me, it's very challenging. I think Mario games are one of the hardest games. Some people might go through it, and bust through it. But to me, playing Mario One is very hard. But I love it. I'll play it every day.
Yeah.
On my small um, Game Watch, game and everything. So
Oh,
I like. Go ahead.
sorry, I I just happened to check the chat for the
Hmm.
for the YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and there is someone named Mark in the chat that says you cheated.
I'm sure about the trophies, right?
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law. That's awesome.
Sorry, I just wanted to
So
say
you
that.
have.
It
So
made me
you.
laugh.
So the
Yeah.
story is, if you didn't listen to our last podcast, was Mike had a steak dinner with his brother-in-law on the line to see who can get to 100 platinums first. And obviously, Mike only needed like 10, and his brother-in-law needed like 40. But his brother-in-law was like basically powering through these trophies, and Mike had to go do the okey doke and get the cheap indie games to get his last 10 trophies, which is smart. I mean, nobody says
Heck
the
yeah.
rules, right? You didn't
Nope.
say play big old $60 titles. It can be a
Right.
$199
Say
title and
get
get all the games
platinums.
in there. Yeah,
Right. Just
exactly.
get platinums. That
Big
was it.
platinum. Play a Walking Dead game and you get a platinum. Now granted that takes like 6-7 hours to play, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're going for a quick playthrough in Walking Dead. But yes, my favorite games are going
Oh,
to
that's
be
funny.
the first-person shooters. The action adventure like Fear, Half-Life. I love those kind of games because the story is awesome. And then the platformers. I just like Castlevania, Metroid, Super Mario Brothers, games like that. I just love them. I just like it because especially Nintendo. When Nintendo makes those games, they make it super cute. I hate saying that word. Super cute, super lovable. You know, very challenging. A lot of colors, everything around, and then oh, and I forgot. And then my other favorite one too is Sims. I love flight sims and I love my car sims. So if everybody follows my Instagram, and I do have like this really elaborate flight car sim setup, and which I'm sitting in front of.
Yeah, which is actually your
Yeah,
stream setup as well.
because I love
That's
cars.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I love cars. So if I can make myself be in the car realistically, trying to play on iRacing or on GT, on PlayStation or on Forza, I love playing that realistically with all the feedback and everything. I think it's cool. I love cars. I love fast cars. If I know you guys know me, I own tons of cars in the past and everything, all kinds of cars. So I love cars. And then I love planes. So, and Flight Sim, the new Microsoft Flight Simulator is one of the best flight sims I played, other than X Plane or DCS on Worlds, and it's just fun. I just love getting myself into that stuff, and not saying that I'm flying all these planes, I can become a pilot because there's no way, but I feel like I can because I've done it.
You know how to
All
turn on
right,
autopilot.
exactly. So if I had to save lives one day, I could possibly do it.
Maybe.
All right, I could possibly do it. So if the pilot has a stroke, I can go in there and say, "Wait a minute, I flight sim. I can save us." you know,
I got this,
Is
guys.
anyone a
I,
pilot?
I flight sim.
Excuse me. I play Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm your man.
Hey,
Step
and
aside.
all right. So you rather crash the floor, or hopefully get the get this one guy who plays flight sim to land you. I probably could do it.
It's definitely not
I got
quite
faith in you.
certain death at that point. It would just
Yeah,
be
No,
exactly.
probable death, but not certain death.
Yeah.
it's a
So
60. It's a 60-40 shot.
We probably shouldn't be
exactly.
talking about this. I'm flying somewhere in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, instead of crashing down nose first, I could probably can crash down, belly first, and then maybe skim
Gently.
the road and
Maybe
everything.
save
Yeah,
half the
gently.
people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you sit in the front, you'll be saved. In the back, sorry.
Sorry,
there,
I'm going
little
tail
guys.
down first. Stalling it
All
out as
right.
we come in.
Oh man.
All right. Oh wait. So let's go back because we still have some time left. I want to talk to Patrick because we did not get Patrick in his opinion about. So Patrick, we had a little talk about.
Okay. Am I getting kicked out?
No, you're not getting kicked out.
Oh.
No, but we talked about Game Pass.
You're
and
the one that
PlayStation
records
Plus.
everything. No, you can't
No,
go anywhere.
like, yeah, because I want to ask Patrick because he has the PS now. He played the PS now.
Yeah.
Is that
Well, I
still a
did for a
thing?
while.
I mean, is
Yeah,
that
it's
still
still a
available?
thing. Yeah, it is.
Now I was talking to Patrick about. I mean, I was talking to Mike about that. I'm not really a big fan of this whole streaming services. 'Cause I think depending on your connectivity,
Well,
if it works or not.
PlayStation Now is not just exclusively streaming.
Mhm.
All the PS3 games,
Okay.
those are all streaming. So if you want to play Ni no Kuni or
Hmm.
Fallout 3 or something like that, those are streaming. But if you get current gen titles like Control, for instance, I played on PlayStation Now. It downloaded the full game into my PlayStation.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was a
I didn't know that.
completely installed PS4 game. So any of the current gen installs, any of the old gen is streaming. And the streaming experience is actually really good on there. I've never really had a streaming issue or a quality issue on there to speak of.
But you have a really good internet, when you're
I do,
downloading
but
your system.
even when I've had gigabit internet for the last
Mhm.
3 places that I've lived, but I shared it with a few other people and didn't have the
Yeah.
best Wi-Fi signal. Here I'm hardwired in, so I probably have the best internet that I've ever had here. I got FiOS, fiber optic, and hardwired connection in every room. So can't get much better than that. But even with that, or doing it from work during my lunch breaks, I've had decent experiences with that as well, even on a Wi-Fi. So it's pretty optimized. There, you'll notice a little kind of digitalization sometimes,
Yeah.
but yeah, not that bad.
All right. So, again, when we're talking about the Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, if you're a gamer, get either one that fits your system, and it's just worth it. Anybody tells me that it's not worth the extra $14 or $20, whatever it is, or the yearly subscription, it's crazy. You get a lot of game out of it.
Yeah.
And again, you don't have to buy if you're not like me that really cares about getting game, day one, then you're perfectly fine with it. You got a lot of gameplay as well. Now I do have some news right here. Not news, but I'm gonna let you guys know some of the Twitter handles you can follow to get your PS5 if you want one, because that's what I did. I had
Or to
all
help
these
you do it.
Twitters. Yes, I did. I followed all these handles, and it helped me get this PS5. So one is PS5 stock alerts. So it's on Twitter. So if you get that one, it's gonna keep on. They'll every time somebody drops a PlayStation in any area, they'll let you know as soon as possible. Another one is going to be Matt's Wider. That's a really good one. GYX Deals, another good one. PS5 Drop is a good one. And the best one, I think, is Wario64. He's the one that actually told everybody that it'll be at Target on Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And it was it was on the nose. Every Target had it in the area. Even told you how many each Target had, and I got lucky. So I'm really, really thankful for these sites to do those things. Um, Now we did talk about, and I know I did talk to Patrick about it. That is it really good to tell everybody when these systems will drop, or is better to them to drop without telling anybody so scalpers won't get on ahead on it, or it floods the service? Like in the old days, nobody told you stuff was coming out, so you had to kind of check, and if it's there, right? You got it. I mean, I go both ways with it.
Yeah.
I think it's, because to me, they told me and I got it. But I was
Yeah.
so afraid that they told everybody. Then you got all these scalpers just all of a sudden ready to press a button and release their bots and then just obliterate the whole,
Yeah, but I could
uh,
also see there's
mhm,
probably botting programs out there that
mhm,
constantly refresh those pages to see if it goes on
probably.
stock, or I don't know. I don't know if you would really be able to do anything about the
Mhm.
scalper situation. I don't know if that really hurts, or I don't know. But
No, no,
I
it's a
think
bad
it's
thing right now.
necessary for,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a double-edged sword for sure.
Mhm.
Or it could be a double-edged sword, I should say.
Yeah, definitely it up. But again, follow those Twitter handles and hope you get lucky. I got very lucky, and I'm hoping that PlayStation and Xbox like really get together, and if they have to flood the market with these systems to combat scalpers, hopefully they do. And guys, again, please do not support scalpers. Please don't buy anything from scalpers. Don't buy anything more than double the price. It's not worth it. I can tell you right now, I have one, but it's not worth $1,000. Okay, it's
No,
not worth $1,000. It's
no.
not worth at
It's
all
barely
$1,000.
worth
It's
$600 to be quite honest, but
honestly,
not it's a great system, but
yes,
it's a lot of money. Is what I'm
it's
saying.
worth $4.99. Okay, it's the disc version is worth $4.99. The discless version is worth $3.99. Do not pay more than that. So
Yeah.
buy it at Walmart, buy it
Just
at
be
Target,
patient.
buy it at Costco, whatever. Yeah, be patient. That's what I was.
There's
I
not
did not
enough
want to
out
spend
right
more.
now for it to be a total miss
Oh
on
no,
you.
not at all. No, I'm playing one game,
Yeah.
one game right now on it, so it's not worth all that money.
I
And
have
again,
2 PlayStation 5 games other than the 2 free ones that went on PlayStation Plus. So,
here,
yeah.
what two free ones?
Uh
I'm here, but what?
oh, you missed the first one. The first one was Bug Snacks. It's a really
Oh.
weird, trippy game with you play some sort of weird Muppet creature and
Hmm.
capture animals that are made out of fruit, and then you get fruit body parts. It's a really strange game. It's it's like a bad acid trip put through a Rick and Morty. I don't even know how to explain. It's very strange. And then the new one is the All Stars
Okay, I
Demolition
got
or
that one.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one. That's
So,
the one I got.
and then I have Demon Souls also. That wasn't free, but I'm just saying I have Valhalla, Demon Souls, and those 2 games, and that's all I have for the PS5. Everything else I play on there is PS4.
I think I want to buy the Sackboy Adventures game. I heard pretty good things about it. You know, it's a good platformer. If I like platformers, I'll play that one too. But it's $60. It's just right now.
That's just weird to pay for a little Big Planet, in my opinion.
Yeah, $60.
It's a lot of money to drop on like a sandbox platformer.
I'm gonna have to wait till it goes on a deal or something. I know it will. It gotta go down to like $30.
That'll be on PlayStation Plus at some point.
Hopefully.
That game that'll be one of the first big titles that comes out on PS Plus.
Yeah, because Miles Morales was actually $49, but then it charged me extra $20 to get the remastered version of Spider-Man, which like what? Like I already have it. Why can't you just plug it in and just give me the remastered version anyway? Nope. Gotta pay $20 more extra too. But and PlayStation is taking my money. So anyway, all right, guys, we're gonna end this episode. We always end it on each one of us will give us the platform you can follow us on each system and our Instagram. So with me, you can follow me on Instagram on thatoldschoolgamerdude if you want to see all my pickups, all my collections, figures, toys, arcade one-up stuff, retro arcade, all that stuff like that. Follow me at thatoldschoolgamerdude. If you want to add me and play some games on Nintendo, Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, it's all DamageJJP, all the same, DamageJJP. So hit me up there and let's play some games together. Mike, what about you?
All of them: PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, N7 Viking Warrior. Now, I will also be putting this information in the notes at the bottom or wherever I'm at. I don't
go in the description. Yes.
So they'll all be there, so that way, if you guys don't remember it, you can just go back to the show notes and kind of check it out.
Just in case there's this. Yes.
And challenge Mike to trophy contests.
Bring it on, suckers.
Do it. Steal him away from his family.
By the way, it only took him 8 years to finally beat me. I just want to say that I was the original Trophy King for a long time. And then I said, you know what? I'm so far ahead. Let me go to Xbox. And then I went into Xbox. And then all of a sudden, Mike, out of nowhere, I didn't pay attention for a long time. And then one day I just went to check Mike's profile. And I was like, what the? How do you get like 100 platinums all of a sudden? Or like, it was at the time, it was like 70.
Mike
like,
is sneaky. God. For a big guy, he's sneaky.
Yep.
And he finally, and he finally passed me after 8 years of defeating him. And what's so bad about this trophy like hunting wars we had was we got so competitive, like really competitive, to a point where we would have arguments about if he's cheating with trophies and he like glitched something out and everything. He said, well, if you go to one certain map and go on the other side of the map, it's going to unlock all the trophies. I'm like, that's not even doing anything. And then he throws out, well, you play Hannah Montana and Rock Band and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
touche.
Exactly. And everything. So, but again, you know, that's awesome. I'm going to try to get back now, you know, now that I have this newfound love with Sony, I'm going to go back into, trophy, because I do like the sound of trophies better than achievements when they come up. It's cool when you see because to me, even though trophies are not physical, they just look physical. You know what I mean? Because you have those things like that. It's not like achievements where it's like 5 points, you start the game off.
Yeah.
Come on back, Jose. We'll take
10
you with
points.
Open arms.
Like you beat the game, 10 points. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get anywhere with this guy here. All right, Patrick.
So you can find me on Sony PlayStation under therealgreyman, Grey. You could find me on Steam under Zeta9966, ZETA9966, and you could find me on Gamepass under zetamuerte, which is also where you can find me on Instagram. So just to recap, Jose is at DamageJJP on everything to play games with. He's also at thatoldschoolgamerdude on Instagram. Mike is N7 Viking Warrior on everything, and you just heard mine. So that is all of us summarized, since we like to go off on tangents.
Yes.
Because everyone would have forgotten by that point.
Yes. But it will be, if you are watching this on YouTube, it'll be on description.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
If you're listening to this on iTunes, then you got to listen to it. So, and hopefully remember and everything. But again, guys, this is our
Or just check us out on YouTube moving forward.
Yes. This is our third crack at the video. We'll be here next week. By the way, I really like Mike's background. I really love these pictures that he has back there. Really cool. He had the Road Warriors with Hawk and Animal. Where'd you get those
That's
from, by the way?
that's an artist I follow. I'll link him in the description too. It's Hal
Yeah,
Haney.
that's awesome.
Fantastic guy. He's very, 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 very good at what he does. And he actually responds to people when they text him. I'll send him a text and stuff like, "Hey, you got this, this, and this, and this," and he's like, "Yeah, I got that. I don't have that one." I'm like, farts. So really cool guy, amazing artist. You check his Instagram out. You'll love his stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited. One you have there was Stunning Steve and Steve Austin. That one's cool.
Yep.
That
I
one's
don't
very
know
cool.
which way to go,
My,
but yep.
yes, my favorite one is actually the Sting, the Surfer Sting, and then the Crow Sting. That's really cool.
Roasting.
That's really
Yep.
cool. Yes. So obviously, we got these cool backgrounds and everything. But anyway, guys, again, this is our third video. Will be episode number 12 next week. So we'll definitely talk about some news, what we've been playing, and again, if you have any kind of topics you want us to talk about, please join us in our chats or just send us a message and everything. We'll definitely, read them up. And we're just three guys talking about video games, guys. We're
Yeah.
not experts or anything. We're just having fun.
Just
All
throwing
right?
out opinions.
Exactly.
Yep.
Otherwise, guys, please, please, please like and subscribe our videos. Share these videos. Help us out a little bit. We're up to 600 subscribers. We want to hit 700 and an 800 and 1,000 and everything. Maybe we'll do a giveaway at 1,000. What do you think, guys?
I
Maybe
like
we
it.
should give
I
Mike
like it.
away.
So we'll just, if you want some big old guy who can fix your roof, Mike's your man.
I
All
got
right,
you
guys. Otherwise, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.